Hey everybody, welcome back to the Old Guy Show. I'm Jim LeDuc, I'm the old guy, and I hope you had a great Christmas and you're off to a great New Year. We've had a lot of rain here, but it's clean out and the air is crisp and smells great, especially since I've, used my new sinus devices to help me sleep better and breathe better, which I reviewed in show number 2. So today I thought I'd share with you on my third show what I like to call the old guy's hat collection. So over the years, I've collected some hats, some traveling and other things. And of course, I found that terrible app called Timmu, which is a rabbit hole that I go down and buy trinkets, especially during Christmas. It's been bad. In fact, my wife kind of told me, hey, it's either Temu or you, one or the other. And so I'm trying to work on eliminating that. The other problem with that, just for your information, if you use PayPal or other forms of payment on Temu, it might result in what happened to me, which was somebody got access to my credit card information and I had to change my credit card. At one time it was so bad that we had to change our account numbers. So be careful on that. Use your Apple Pay or direct credit card, or better yet, use Amazon. It costs more, but it's a little bit more legit and safer for your money. Anyway, I thought I'd share with you some of my hat collection that I've collected over the years and kind of give you a perspective of an old guy's view of life and life's experiences through hats. So here we go. The first hat here is from Prague, and Prague is a beautiful city. I loved it. It's got so much history. The architecture is incredible. I loved it. The food was great. Toledo, Spain, we went there also. Boy, that was incredible. We went to a sword factory in Toledo, and I bought some carving knives for my sons and my son-in-law for Christmas. But Toledo's a beautiful old city in Spain that really gives you a sense of the culture of old Spain. So I love Toledo. Maui, Maui's Maui, of course. We went there right after the fire, and they were rebuilding, and of course, we had a great time. What are you going to say? You hate the beach? Then we went to Split. Getting back to Eastern Europe, we went to Split, and Split is another in Croatia, just beautiful country. We did a European kind of a land sea thing, and we had a great time. And Split was one of my all-time favorite cities. It's beautiful. The food's great. The people are great. And you'll love it. So go to Split. Put it on your bucket list. And then another part of Spain, I lived in Spain for 2 years. I was a missionary there. For my church, I learned Spanish. Yo hablo un poco de español. Hace mucho tiempo que he hablado y he estado en España. Pero bueno. Barcelona, another incredibly beautiful city. We did a lot of walking. I was on a student tour there, and we walked an average of 7 miles a day over 12 days. So yeah, great food and diet all at once. Then we went into the Greek Isles on another cruise, and it was amazing. We went to Ephesus. That's where the great apostle Paul preached to the toga party boys, and taught with such boldness. We walked the streets. We saw so much of Greece and the Greek Isles. It was beautiful, but the weather was unseasonably hot. In October, it was in the 90s. I got heat stroke one day. Oh my, what's that? What's that? Oh, goodness. It's Dances with Wolves. No, that's the ringtone on my phone. But it'll stop soon enough because I'm not going to answer it because I'm an old guy. Then we went to this beautiful city. You've seen it, Mykonos, with the whitewashed houses and the blue domed roofs. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful people, beautiful women. A beautiful woman sold me this hat. I think I bought 10 hats from her and about 20 t-shirts. But hey, you got to enjoy the culture, right? But Mykonos was beautiful. It was really hot that day, and it's a lot of walking uphill. But hey, it's okay. I survived it. Then we went to Cyprus, another beautiful place. In fact, I got two Cyprus hats. I got crazy on the hats, but they were like $5. I couldn't resist. Then we went to, well, you know what? When we're there, I love Gladiator and Troy movies, and so you know, I got I got my Sparta hat, and then I got this other Sparta hat, and it says on the back, it says "Come take it." That's actually what it says here. And if you remember in Troy, when Brad Pitt was giving his little pump up speech to the Myrmidons, he said, "Take it, it's yours," right? So I had to get a take it hat. All right, now we're going to move on to a couple of different things. My daughters live in St. George, Utah, and I got a Utah fishing hat. I went to school there in college, and I used to go fishing all the time there. Great trout fishing. I miss it. It was wonderful. Also, I did go to BYU, and I got this all black hat. And you know, I was trying to think about why I got this all black hat, and I was thinking, well, it's really cool. But maybe it's because I was a closet BYU fan, especially football, because they sucked so long, for so many years. They were just terrible. And I call him Chumani Chutanka. I mean, shiitake mushroom. I mean, Kalani Sitake, their head coach. He finally got some good assistant coaches, a good offensive coordinator, a good defensive coordinator. So I got the hat back out, and I wear it still all black because I'm still waiting to see how good they end up being. But they had a good year. 12 wins. Let's see, what else? Now, let's see, I'm going to get into my grandpa hats. So we went to Disney World and with all our family one year, and I got a grandpa Mickey hat. Of course, I had to get that. And then I got, getting back to Timmu, I got some custom-made hats. So this one says, "You can't tell me what to do. You're not my granddaughter." Isn't that great? I love it. And it's true. My granddaughters get whatever they want. I also got the man, the myth, the legend, Grandpa. I love being Grandpa. You know, being a dad was worth it because of grandkids. It's like you survive kids to have grandkids. So those of you who have kids, no grandkids, just wait. It'll pay off. All the hardship. I love my kids with all my heart, don't get me wrong. But grandkids, they come, you spoil them, and then they go home. And then you still spoil them with Temu, and you mail them stuff. All right, let's see here. This is another good one. I love this one. I'm a bad influence grandpa, but we're going to have a lot of fun. Yeah. You know, that reminds me, I have a thing about being the best grandpa of all the grandpas of the kids. You know, like there's the in-laws, which I call the outlaws. And so, like, I remember making sure that the grandkids loved me, grandpa, the most. And I used a classical conditioning technique, kind of like Pavlov's dogs, with, you know, ring a bell, give them food, they'd salivate, ring a bell, they'd salivate. Well, but what I did with my grandkids, I didn't give them dog food and I didn't ring a bell. But what I did do is I put strawberry Nessus Quick in their formula. So whenever they were with me and they had a bottle, it had strawberry Nessus Quick in it. So they associated strawberry Nessus Quick, grandpa. Classical conditioning at work. And I am the favorite grandpa. This is my favorite grandpa hat. It says, "I am the Grampian." I love that. It says it all. It says it all. All right, shifting gears a little bit to some other hats. I've got, of course, my Anaheim Ducks hat. I love going to Duck games. The tickets don't cost as much as football or basketball. You get great seats, and it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. In fact, I decided to order me a shirt, you know, online, and because of my Canadian heritage, LeDuc comes from Canada, actually Quebec, and I thought, you know what, I have kind of a hockey connection because of Quebec and my ancestry. So, and then I really loved Duke Kaboom because he's a Canadian and an athlete, kind of. So I got a shirt. Look at that, LeDuc Kaboom. I wear that with pride. I think people still think it's some Canadian hockey player. But what the heck? I love wearing it. Okay, I recently got this hat in anticipation. Yeah, it was a Timmu buy, but it's anticipation of our 150 year, 250 year anniversary. Time flies, doesn't it? 1776, 1819. Yeah. So I got that early order on that. I'm looking forward to wearing that with pride. 3 years ago, I retired. So it says, "When God made me, he grinned and said, 'This will be fun.'" I got this for my retirement, and it's true. God made me, you know, and it proves that God has a sense of humor. I know he has a sense of humor. Otherwise, he never would have created me. Or he would have thrown away the mold and the guy inside the mold. Okay, now, I went to Japan on a student trip, and I got the Shibuya Tokyo professional basketball team hat. I thought that was pretty good. I didn't even know they had professional basketball. I know they have professional baseball, right? If you're a Dodgers fan, you certainly know that. Of course, you have to pay $1 billion to get them to play there, but hey, look, whatever, it works. So I got a Shibuya basketball hat in Japan. I've got my fishing hat. I love to fish. I love that design. I don't know what it is about that, but I just think it's cool. Getting back to Game of Thrones, I love that. And here's my my dragon hat from Game of Thrones. And then, of course, you know, the Winter Wolf, which I also got, and I wear that also. Now, getting back to Timmu, I have some other hats to wrap this up. I have selective, I love this one, and they've got some great choices. It says, I have selective hearing. I'm sorry, you were not selected. See, I can do that because I'm an old guy. I can wear this. People go, huh, that's funny because you're an old guy, and yeah, you have selective hearing, and really I do. If you don't believe me, ask my wife. She'll tell you, selective hearing. And sometimes she's selected out. And so I'm working on that. You are about to exceed the limits of my medication. This might be my all-time favorite hat. And yes, I have met people on occasion that it's like, I got to go home and take some pills. I'm not even sure which ones I'm going to take. I'll probably just take like an M&M handful of all of them. But yeah, I do know some people that do exceed my limits of my medication. Of course, now getting back to a classic movie. I'm Your Huckleberry. You gotta love that from Tombstone. Here's another one that's kind of catchy. It says, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings when I called you stupid. I really thought you already knew. You know, as Forrest Gump said, stupid is as stupid does. And there are some people that are just plain stupid. And you know what? Sometimes you just got to call them out, especially if you're an old guy. All right. Now, you know where this is from, the great Batman Joker line, why so serious? Love that hat. And I'm not serious that often. I love to mess around and joke around, have a good time. To me, life is a humorous voyage. And if we can't laugh at ourselves, who can we laugh at? So, yeah, there's tragedy and there's hardship and there's challenges and there's obstacles and there's pain. But you know what? Let's not get too serious. Let's enjoy life. Let's keep everything in perspective. We are a blessed people. Okay, I'm a great Dirty Harry fan. Okay, I go way back. Clint Eastwood, I think, has just turned 100. So sad. Hate to see him get old. But go ahead. Make my day. If you remember the movie, says, you know, Punk and all this excitement, I don't remember if I've shot 5 times or 6. So the question is, do you feel lucky, Punk? Well, do you? In fact, I made a t-shirt that says that. Now, also, as a retired guy, I love to wear this hat. And it puts everybody on notice around me. Nope, not today. Do I want to go out and do some yard work? Nope, not today. Do I want to pack away our Christmas stuff in the attic? Nope, not today. Do I want to go to the gym? Nope, not today. I'll just walk around the neighborhood. It's easier. All right, here's one. It's something to keep things in perspective with old people. Don't mess around with old people. We didn't get this age by being stupid. Now, I taught high school, and I got to tell you, some of the students weren't overly bright. And I couldn't wear this hat in high school when I taught because I would have gotten in trouble. But yeah, old guys are not stupid. Otherwise, we wouldn't, you know, it's kind of survival of the fittest, survival of the not stupidest. The last one I'm going to show you, this is my last hat of the day. I'm really proud of this, and I love this one. I'm old, but I'm like cool old. That's me. I'm old, but I'm like cool old. I love life. I take it with a sense of humor. I love to have fun. I love my family and friends. I'm so blessed to have so many wonderful people in my life. I'm along for the ride. Good, bad, indifferent, because I choose not to make it indifferent. You know, I choose to be happy. I choose to look at the positive of life. I choose to help others when needed. I choose to be a cool grandpa. I choose to say when I want to, get off my lawn. Especially if you're walking your dog in our neighborhood and you stop and your dog takes a big dumpster in our yard and then you didn't bring a poop bag. I chased a guy down once and said, "Didn't you forget something?" And then he walked in his house. What did I do? Well, I went home, I got a poop bag, I went and picked it up, and I took it to his house and dropped it on his porch with a little note. And I said, "Hey, you forgot something. Next time, pick up your dog poop and take it home and throw it away like you're supposed to." So anyway, that's the way I take life. Some people might get offended. I'm sorry. But hey, I'm an old guy, and if you don't like it, oh well, oh well. I'm still here, and I'm going to have fun, and you're not going to get in my way. So all you old guys, be old with pride. You old ladies, you're cool, you're classy, all right? And you're still hot. So you hang in there, be happy. Don't let the younger generations and the stupid things that they do sometimes get to you. So this is the old guy with his hats, checking out. Until next time, you take care.